Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you and introduce to you a new freeware experimental project that's been sweeping flightsim.to over the last few weeks, gaining popularity every day and also gaining progress as well throughout every day too, and that is all of the DEM scenery that's popping up on flightsim.to. So make sure you hit like and subscribe while you're here as well. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments below. So we are here in Switzerland with the CGL DEM Switzerland pack available to download on flightsim.to. It's around about half a gig, 515 megabytes at the moment. I'm sure it will grow in time as well. And what it does is it basically increases the level of detail around the world as we fly around in particular tiles. So what is it and why is it even a thing? Microsoft Flight Simulator, at the moment, when you're streaming all your Bing data and you're looking at all the scenery and things, it uses a tile size of around 50 square meters or greater to produce the scenery in the world around us as we fly along. What these products have done, what these freeware add-ons have done, is they've increased that data with real-world topography information, LiDAR and a load of other cool stuff, and they've created a new tile which is then turning the landscape into around 10 DEM, 10 meters squared. Different sizes of course, but what it means is as we're flying over ridges, hills, through towns and villages, all of the lakes become the right sort of size and height. All of the ridges, the hills, the mountains are all roughly the same style and size as well. And also it means that we get incredibly good finite details with VFR Flying, and it looks incredibly good. So what are they and why are they nice? Well, as you can see, they look fantastic. The mountainous areas around Switzerland are particularly scenic. Flying VFR is beautiful in the sim as well, and this increases the accuracy quite significantly of the way the landscape flows in the environment around us as we fly. The CGL file, which is what this is, has to cover a whole 6 quad tile, and Switzerland apparently fits neatly onto one of those packages, which is why it's just one download package in this sense. There is also another option. You guys will see on flightsim.to some Heightmap technique versions. And ultimately, it's up to you which one you want to use. From early indications, because these are all experimental really, the CGL file seems to be the best option because it's a complete overlay of the original base mesh height map. So it overwrites the one that the sim actually looks for and uses, which is really key here. Whereas the height maps just modify the base mesh, so they won't necessarily work as effectively or look as good. Now, there are options like Orbx's New Zealand payware version, and from what I've heard, the Orbx New Zealand scenery is very, very good, but there are some freeware options for that as well on flightsim.to, so I would advise and recommend trying those out first and working out whether or not you'd want to pay money for something that you can get for free if you like the freeware version. There's lots of these popping up all over flightsim.to, covering most of the world, so I do recommend checking them out and having a little look yourself. You can see the detail involved in the distance with the way the mountains flow and work. But again, they are experimental, so there can be issues. It is unknown whether or not they affect scenery every now and again or not, so if you get any problems, just delete the file and try another one. And the beauty is as well, apparently, early indications again, you can overlay multiple ones of these. So for example, we're flying in Switzerland at the moment. There is also a CGL DEM pack for Italy. There's also one for Austria and a few other locally around Switzerland too. So potential for some really great scenery. This one in particular then is a 13 meter resolution or 13M resolution, and it's generated by custom tools. So they've reverse engineered the way CGL files work to try and make this experimental mesh come alive. It doesn't align well in certain areas. You guys might see ridges and fissures where the scenery drops off and the standard MSFS tiles then come into play. But in the main, you've got all of Switzerland to enjoy, and it is rather stunning. One thing to bear in mind then, if you've got some scenery, for example the Matterhorn freeware add-on, which adds the Matterhorn mountains in, delete those first because they are increased with accuracy with this sort of pack. So you will find you may get crashed to desktops if you have overlapping scenery. So jumping into the British Avgeek Osprey TBM livery, of course, and just for a bit of extra altitude, you guys can see how incredible some of this scenery pack actually is. Looking all the way through to the horizon, all of the details are incredibly sharp and quite cool actually, I've got to say. Looking down through the valleys, you get some great level of detail all the way through, looking right out towards the horizon because of the amount of detail that's included here within the mesh. So even IFR overflying the mountain range, it's going to look absolutely stunning from above when we're cruising past in the A320neo. The level of detail is absolutely breathtaking in certain areas. The mountain on the left, for example, I've not seen anything like that in the sim before. And of course with the default mesh, the blocks are a lot wider, so you don't see the dramatic scenery as much. Nor do you see the way the mountains actually flow down into the valley as nicely as they would in real life. So things like the approach into Innsbruck, if you've got a CGL for Austria, then it's going to look incredibly stunning. And yeah, VFR, perfect. I can't think of anywhere else to do it when the scenery is this good. Hopefully you guys agree. Make sure you hit like and subscribe down below. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've had any positive or negative experiences of using these experimental packs, do let us know. Again, I'll remind you guys, it's all an experiment at the moment, so they're working out how to use the tools to create all of these CGL Mesh world textures. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm just going to head into the valley here and enjoy the increased accuracy of the mountain range. Make sure you check out my live stream schedule, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. In the meantime though guys, as always, really appreciate you guys all tuning in and watching, and I hope to see you in a live chat very soon. Take care.